Batmen and women out there, Troy to the Max Extreme here.
Ooh, Dinosaur in the Batcave Neil.
And Ghost Hunter Dave.
Together, we hang out upside down in that cave as IMPERIUS REX. Just like how Michael Keaton hung upside down on that thing for some reason.
Yep.
Is it a workout? Does he sleep like that? Today on the show, we are diving in to Batman Earth 1. Ooh. Geoff Jones. Gary Frank. Join us, will you?
Right shot. Now you want to get nuts? Come on, let's get nuts.
Right up top of the hour, we do have the Bat phone here, ready to take any calls if anyone out there wants to call in with some of their favorite Bat memories. Now's the time. But yeah, shall we? Oh, do we have one right now?
No.
No.
Guys,
Yes.
Earth 1 came out. It's a line of DC stuff that was actually coming out years ago. I don't even remember now. Like how 2006, I think.
Yeah, mid-2000s.
It was widely received as some great other Batman and Wonder Woman and Superman stuff at the time, and Teen Titans later.
Yep.
And
Green Lantern
later. I think that might be it.
I have him down there. I think you're looking right at him too.
I'm pointing right at him. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
it.
Is that it?
That's it.
Nice. We did
All
our
of them,
homework.
I would say, universally great new takes. The weakest, maybe Superman. But even then...
2012, we were way off.
Fuck!
Start the show over.
This one was a pretty fresh new take. I liked how Batman's not really good right away.
No!
He's not all that good later on.
I don't think he's ever really that good.
Right.
And
But he does get better, which
does.
is kind of cool to see a progression there.
I like how the relationships are different in this one. He relies a lot more on other people in these books, which is kind of cool. And it's like not people you'd ever expect either. And the people that you might know are slightly altered.
I would call it like the modern Year One.
Yeah, yes. On that note of reaching out to help somebody, I actually like that aspect, because I've read other Batman books too.
Is this a call for help, Troy?
Yes. No.
Wait, pick up the phone.
No, it's not even plugged in.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, we haven't got any.
But I actually like when Batman reaches out because he needs knowledge on something. We've read other Batman books where he needs help with the occult. Yeah. And he reaches out to like an occultist or whatever. And flies on his cobblestone streets on his little buggy convertible thing. Anyway.
With a big old smile on that grill.
It's good that he has like a little network of people going on.
Yeah.
It's not just
Bat friends.
Bat God, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I like Bat God in certain places.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that kind of exact sentiment where like he can't know everything. Like as much as like as cool as that is when he just can go to a crime scene, figure stuff out. I like that he comes in and he's like, oh fuck, I have no idea what's going on. I gotta fucking ask somebody about
I
this.
just smeared so much evidence with my bat boot. I guess kind of maybe an elephant in the room. This was written by Geoff Johns, who I think is not in the greatest light right now.
Yeah.
Not going to go into that at all.
No.
But he writes a very fun Batman book. And these are structured, we're going to talk about all three of them. It feels like 3 movies.
Yeah.
Like you pick one up, you get a full story there, no breaks, and then you get the next one, and it's like a year later, and he's continuing his war on crime. And you see him grow, and it feels very cinematic. A lot of that is aided by the amazing artwork from old Gary Frank. But also the structure and the storytelling is tight. Each one has one big story that you get a resolution to at the end with some hints for the next one.
If it will ever happen.
Yeah. Well, I mean, each one has hints to the next one. I don't know if there's a fourth one. I tried scouring the Bat computer. But I found zilch. I have no idea if there's going to be any more of these.
And we were talking about this a couple days ago, but like, how much time passed in between some of these too? Because I remember reading the first one back when it came out, 2012 you say?
Yeah.
And then...
So he says.
So the book says. But like, this last third volume came out...
It took like 9 years or something. 6 years, I think.
Yeah.
Long ass time. I remember because we were caught up and we were just like joking, like, when are they going to release the third one? We're waiting on the third one. Then the third one came out. Completely forgot about it until just now. I was like, oh shit, we can read the third one. We were waiting years for that.
But in that time too, we also ended up doing Doomsday Clock. Gary Frank and Geoff Johns. So
and Geoff Johns did the three Jokers.
That's true.
Three Jokesters.
Wow. What a fart that was.
Anyway,
no, we're not talking about that.
No. But we've wasted enough time. Let's get right into it.
Sure.
A very different take on Batman.
Yeah.
He is inexperienced, kind of an asshole, and relies on Alfred to pretty much do everything for him.
Yes.
And this is like the first time we see Alfred as a full-on badass, which several movies and TV shows have adopted that persona of Alfred since then.
Yes. I like that take on him, because I feel like if he's just... He always...
Master.
When he was... I think it's been retconned before, because before he was just a butler, and then it was retconned that, like, oh, well, he was like a field medic in war. In war.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. He can, like, fix up his wounds, tend to his glider wounds or whatever have you, and also maybe, like, fix up a car here. There's a bit of a grease monkey, too. So, that's cool. But to have him be like, straight out, like, kind of a hard-edged, and almost like, and almost like shoved into the butler role.
Yeah.
It's odd that he'd want to take it and still be in it, but it's there, and it's the dynamic you're gonna have. So
they almost joke about the fact that he's a butler.
They make reference to that he didn't want to do this, and like he jokes about being a butler once. I know.
And he says, "No, I'm actually his bodyguard."
Yeah. Whatever gets you to sleep tonight, Alfred.
Whatever. Give me a cake, Alfred.
Give me the fucking cake. He also has a prosthetic leg.
I like that addition. It makes no difference whatsoever, except for that one scene where Batman goes to sweep the leg and kicks it straight off.
It's almost as if Batman didn't know he had a prosthetic leg.
He's not that much of a detective now.
He's not.
He teaches Bruce Wayne, like, everything. Which is cool.
No League of Shadows, no ninja world traveling. It's all, I'm assuming it's all from Alfred.
Yeah. And
which maybe that's why he kind of sucks. Maybe he should have looked a little outside of his
legs.
Alfred's got a couple of qualities in this. I'm just going to exhaust this character profile while we're on it. He just wants Batman to year 2 everybody. And just bring a gun to every situation. And like, you should just be shooting these fools. You can't lock them up, they'll be back. Like, he's got that age-old thing kind of tackling, like, why don't you just kill these idiots? I'm going to shoot the penguin right out of a window. Like, it's awesome.
I'm going to shoot a bunch of penguins. Let's go to the Gotham Zoo.
But this is a take I want to get your guys' opinion on. Like, this Alfred, to me, and it's not the one I care for, is too against the idea of Batman. I like an Alfred that kind of a little bit leans into it, like knows and maybe has some heart-to-hearts with him about it, but like isn't like, you gotta kill people or you can't do it anymore. Like, it just seems...
Like, Bruce, you can't go out every night, but... if you do, I polished up the Batmobile for you. It's gonna look great. You are gonna look sleek as shit.
Left a gun in the passenger seat for you.
What kind of Alfreds do you like?
That's a good question. I do feel like this one is a bit harder edge, but it works in this story. But maybe somewhere kind of in between where he likes being the man on the inside and kind of likes to have that responsibility.
And kind of the thrill of it.
And he's also still
living
has...
vicariously.
And he's got still that worry of him going out and stuff. I think that's my take on. Kind of like how the current canon has adopted...
The Jeremy Irons Alfred from Snyder's universe is very much this one.
Yeah.
He is like, let's fucking go out there and do it.
Let's fucking go!
Stuff. Yeah. But, this feels almost like the ultimate Batman. If you were to compare it to the Ultimate Universe. It's a very grounded, realistic, modern take where all the characters are kind of assholes. And it wouldn't work unless we had the established nice version of Alfred.
Yes.
Which I think we all love, and, like, that is Alfred. But it is fun to, like, deviate a little bit from it. Like, what would he be like if he was kind of a psychopath? Like, I don't want him all the time, but I do like that it affords us to see him, like, down that avenue every once in a while.
And I know he is British in this, but I could not read him as not Sam Elliott.
Oh my god.
He looks a lot like Sam Elliott in this, and I could not... Anytime there is a bit of, like, a British colloquialism in this, I was like, wait a minute. Sam Elliott can't say that.
He would refuse.
But reading him as Sam Elliott didn't hinder the story for me whatsoever.
I read him as, like, a Guy Ritchie character. Like, someone who is aggressively British.
That's how I read him, too.
But, would you believe there's more characters in this book than Alfred?
Bullshit.
We're gonna get to some of them here. So let's go into Bruce here. Bruce is Batman. He's young, inexperienced, but he wants to fight crime.
Yes.
Can we talk about the first...
Can we talk about Alfred? The beginning of this book is awesome. Like the first 10 pages.
Yes.
So good.
Where it's like, he's Batman already chasing down a criminal.
Yep.
And like, he's just trying to get this guy, and the criminal just outruns him because all of his gadgets fucking don't work. They break right away, and he doesn't make the leap, and he just fucks his ribs up and shit. Like,
I love that he gets the grappling hook, points it, and it just like unfolds.
I love that too.
That picture is perfect. That is just the greatest visual of that happening. If someone told me that's what happened, that is exactly how I would picture it. And I also love the dichotomy where it starts out as that, and then I think in either book 2 or 3,
book 2,
they have that exact same scenario, and he just whoops ass. Like, they do that exact same thing, and he just knocks it out of the park. He makes the jump. The grappling hook doesn't, like, on-yo-yo itself all over him. But he gets his shit together. So we're like, okay, he's a better Batman at this point.
So the R&D department is working overtime for Batman in this whole story throughout, right? And Lucius Fox, at this point, he knows the whole spiel that's going on, but he's like, listen, Mr. Wayne really needs this, and he'll pay you double, and he'll pay you triple, he needs a new whatever. At this point, by the way you get to book 3, they're making more than Bruce Wayne a year. He's paid him so much to go from, I need a new hang glider, I need a new car, I need a new whatever. That they're just working around the clock, probably dead tired, wanting to burn the fucker down. But they are rich as fuck.
It's probably gonna be his next villain. Or if he gets to
the R&D department.
Yeah, they are fucking over this.
So
we just want to see our family.
I love that Bruce Wayne and Batman are not afraid to throw away fucking tons of cash.
Oh my god. This was my one note that I think the only thing he has in his utility belt is rolls of cash. Because every scenario he's just like, oh, this is a problem? How much money will it cost to solve this problem?
He's got the change counter in there too.
He pulls out wads of cash on like every 5 pages. Selena Kyle, oh, Catwoman, huh? You want to work for me? No? How much is it going to take making you work for me? A little bit more?
You just say stop.
There's also Jim Gordon and Harvey Bullock.
Yes.
Bullock, the the one honest cop in Gotham.
Yeah.
Straight off the set of Hollywood Homicide or whatever reality show he came from. He's like this detective actor who did like, they had a film crew follow him around and solve mysteries, and he's gonna go to Gotham and he's gonna solve that age-old Martha and Thomas Wayne mystery.
Yeah.
And he gets partnered with a very burned out Jim Gordon, who's like at the end of his rope. And it's actually Bullock that turns Gordon around to becoming an honest cop.
Yeah.
Which was a very interesting take.
Yeah.
A lot of these takes on the characters, you're like, huh, like that's not right. I don't know if I like that. And then it kind of, you warm up to it, and you really enjoy, like, okay, I kind of like this alternate take.
Yeah.
But then, by the end of it, I still felt like, but I don't like any of this more than the actual version. And that's how I felt about all of this. I think it's all a very well done, interesting take that is great for this little side story, but it's not my preferred Batman in any stretch of this.
Yeah.
But I like what they do with it.
My thing with Bullock is I liked the initial thing that it's completely different from the Bullock you know.
Yeah.
But it all devolves into what you know it as.
Yeah. It gets there, at least for these two characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like I feel like that was just a short little surprise, but like it ends up being the exact way you always realize it is. Bullock turns into a alcoholic drunk, like
Does he ever?
I mean,
he's very bad for Bullock.
Yeah.
He's not even the Bullock in like the regular canon either. He's like
a sad
worse off.
sack Bullock.
He's worse
Bullock
off.
at least shows up hungover in the regular canon.
Yeah. Gordon in this book does not say anything not fucking pissed. In my opinion. His face is always just so aggravated. It's so fun.
Well, it is real fun. But I mean, look at what he's dealt.
Yeah.
Look what he has to, But he's dealing with the only person he can trust, who is now just like a hungover drunk.
Yeah.
And he can't. He's like, God damn it, Bullock, you're supposed to be to work. Well, I'm not even late. It's like, it's noon and you're fucked already. It's like, Jesus, guy, get it together.
Yeah, I liked Gordon in this. He's a hard as nails. He's kind of not Earth One. He's kind of a Year One Gordon. Where he's not afraid to brandish that bat and just shake down some thug for information.
Yeah.
I like when him and Bullock finally do kind of like pair up and they're like, we're gonna fucking turn this city upside down.
Yeah.
You know, what do you say, like, the guy's like, oh, is this good cop, bad cop? And they're like, this is Gotham, man. It's bad cop, bad cop.
Yeah.
And then they just work him over with a pair of bats.
Yeah.
The real Batman. But a lot of this is just the good guys. There is not a ton of room for villains in any of these three.
Right, yeah.
But the first villain in this is Penguin.
Yeah.
Who is, like, very minor. He's the mayor, as Penguin often is, for some reason. And he is a fairly normal guy unless he's eating.
Yeah.
And then he just devolves into the grossest fucking Danny DeVito pastiche imaginable. So, there's another villain in this who, he's like the Penguin's henchman. He's got him on hold here. Got him on speed dial. There.
Oh,
don't call him.
Don't answer.
He's horrible.
Yeah, we don't want him.
Horrible in every regard.
Just...
No!
Ah, shit. Good. Actually, call him, put him on hold. It is the birthday boy.
Is this new for this book?
I looked that up because I wondered the exact same thing. I wondered it when I first read it, and I didn't look it up, and I looked it up this time. And yes, he is.
Neat.
And I wonder... why? Like, what the fuck is this character? He sucks.
Yeah.
I don't like him. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I think he's it's grotesque. Like, he's a terrible, terrible, terrible villain. As in, he does terrible things.
Yes.
Yes.
I think it's an interesting choice to include here as just like a new throwaway kind of character, but I mean, it's also like Batman's first day out on some of these, so it's like, you don't want him going up against somebody well-established or anything
That's
like
true.
that. So,
Batman's big day.
yeah. But this guy, the birthday boy, like...
What's his name?
It's a terrible name, and he is like a big meathead that just wears like a mask and
burlap sack.
A burlap sack.
He's like Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. And all he does is like kill and skin little girls, essentially, to construct, like... It's
You don't even know quite... There's bodies in the basement of this building, the Arkham Asylum, that's long dilapidated, long since shut down, and that is, like, the thing that Bullet crashes through and it wrecks him.
Yeah.
That's, like, the thing where he's like, oh, I can handle Gotham. Then he falls, sees the underbelly, and he's never the same. He becomes an alcoholic.
Yeah.
So I thought all that was cool, but I'm like, what the fuck is the birthday boy?
Yeah, I don't know.
I didn't like... Sorry, I keep cutting you off. I'm apologizing for years of this. Yeah. As I'm editing this, I'm like, God damn it, David, let them speak. So go ahead.
If you wanted to do this huge turnaround for Bullock and wanted to see something horrible, this works. Yeah. as like a catalyst to whatever. But like, would you want to put any other Batman villain in that place, I guess?
I absolutely would have. I would have picked any other one.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mad Hatter.
Yeah, that's what I went to as well, but like I feel like he could be more interesting not doing like this type of shit.
Right, but they didn't use him.
Yeah,
so.
I know. But I don't know.
Mad Hatter for young girls, unless that's too fucking close to something. But I mean, that's what this was alluding to.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, like I don't like a big muscle-bound dumb character.
Yeah, it's not my favorite either.
It's like, I think he would have been scarier if he was a creepy, like, gangly thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, he's big and tough. Like, that's not really scary.
There's only one thing that happens with this that kind of has a slight callback. And that's how he kind of defeats Birthday Boy by, like, smothering him in his cape or whatever.
I do love that Batman has a reason for the cape. He
Yeah.
uses it often in this
Yeah.
as, like, a stranglehold on people.
But I love this because it comes back in the second volume where he tries to strangle someone with a cape, but that person eats right through that cape and he's got his taste for capes.
No cape safe.
Yeah. So Bruce Wayne or Batman goes to confront Penguin, essentially, and then gets, like, his shit rocked, like, stabbed with an umbrella, which is, like, funny because he's like, what are you gonna do with an umbrella? And he fucking knifes him like, oh shit, that's it! Ah, fuck!
Gun in by an umbrella!
Yeah.
Damn it, Alfred was right!
Yeah, and then Penguin just unmasks him.
Yeah.
And you see, like, he's like, and I kind of forgot how all this played out, because I'm like, holy shit, they revealed that he's Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
Right away.
A lot of people know he's Bruce Wayne by the end of this series.
Yeah, essentially. But, like, that all gets saved by fucking a trigger-happy Alfred busting and shooting Penguin right out of the window with a shotgun. But, like, that's essentially how this first volume wraps up. The second one is...
So this is where you read it as Sam Elliott, and it works so well. Just kicks in, catch you fuckers at a bad time. Oh, God! Can you imagine? I know that's not Sam Elliott
Chris
saying
Christopherson,
but it works so
God.
well in his dialect, it just blows Penguin away.
Yeah. So I feel like Geoff Johns addresses a lot of, like, the modern complaints of Batman with Alfred and some of these other scenarios that he gets in, where it's like, why don't you just shoot him?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, you're above killing murderers and all that.
Right.
It's like, it's a take on Batman that you could not do unless you have decades of Batman to criticize.
Yes.
And it works for that. It works as a good modern Batman. I don't know how good it'll be in, like, another 20 years. Maybe it'll seem like, kind of like how we look at the Ultimates now, or any Mark Millar type of book. We're like, all right, we get it. You're edgy and all that. You're taking all the fun out of the comic book aspect.
One thing I'm surprised we haven't brought up yet is one wrinkle they threw into the family line of the Waynes.
I wanted to get to this.
Is that he is half an Arkham. His mother's side is an Arkham and his dad's side's a Wayne. And they had... That's a big deal in the series.
Yeah, instead of a Kane, which I believe Martha was in the normal continuity. I loved this. This might be my favorite aspect of this. To the point where I'm like, oh, I wish they could somehow work that in.
Yeah.
And they easily could. They could just be like, well, you know what Kane means? Arkham. Why? Comics. But that was such a brilliant way of, like, bringing in the Arkham fold of this. And then you're like, yeah, your mom was psychotic. She had episodes, and, like, hey, you're dressing like a bat. So
you could also be kind of fucked up.
Yes. And without spoiling something for people that may not have seen the Batman, that comes into play in the Batman movie. A lot from this comes into play in the Batman movie. I feel like Alfred is pretty modeled off of this Alfred.
It's
to the point where I think in the Batman movie, he learns everything from Alfred.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the fact that the Arkham bloodline is part of Bruce's heritage, I think is really cool.
Yeah.
And bring in the insanity of Arkham.
And even to the point where Gotham City is built by the Arkham family or whatever.
And funded by the Waynes.
Yeah. And it is just a fucking crazy madhouse of a layout of the city. It's built on a spiral and not on a grid.
Uzuma.
Can I just schloop in it for a second?
Oh, yeah. You just schloop in your DMs. Yes, that might be the best thing of this entire book.
Yeah.
The whole Arkham thing. So they follow up that quite a bit in the third volume, but let's do volume 2 real quick here.
Yes.
Real quick. In case we get any calls. We want to give them time.
Yep. No.
Okay. Keldon might call.
Oh, shit!
So, volume 2 deals with the Riddler. But we get a couple other Batman rogues that appear in this. One of which, a Killer Croc.
Yeah.
Who looks great.
He looks great.
Oh, man. Everyone looks great in this. I mean, we've said that, but I really like the look of Killer Croc.
Yes.
Full-on skin deformity. Not a giant crocodile man. He's more like the animated series Croc, which is my favorite iteration of the Croc character. Most of my favorite iterations of Batman characters are the animated series. They just knocked it out of the park on that. But I like that even his disease is inconsistent, where like half his face is deformed and the other half isn't as bad.
Yeah.
But a weird twist on this, Croc becomes a good guy and like one of Batman's posse. Another person that he relies on as like a scout to like he's hiding under the sewers and like getting information from people and relaying it back to Batman. I don't really like that version of Croc, if I can be honest.
It is strange. It works in this.
It
but
does.
It's also like... Can I go back to Newman from Seinfeld? When you control the sewers, you control information. Like, he gets a lot of information from just hanging out in a drain pipe. That seems like not everything hangs out by his sewer.
Who's the meeting planner of these Gotham higher-ups?
Yeah.
They're like, all right, we're going to get everyone together. You want to go over and stand by that drain pipe? Talk about the books. Talk about the budgets.
So it's a love-hate relationship with us, because I like when Croc is a villain. Like, I think,
me too.
But I also get this book's take on it, where it's just like, I'm just a fucking man with a deformity and I have to live in the fucking sewers. And so Batman takes pity on him. And that I do like.
Me too.
But I mean, Batman's still like, you gotta stay in the sewers, buddy. But like,
can you imagine you be on the street?
I cannot have you showing up at Wayne Manor.
I mean, you're a Croc man.
Yeah, it addresses the fact that a lot of Batman's villains...
You smell like shit. Go on.
What are you doing down there, chewing on little tiny pieces of shit?
With your pointy little teeth going...
Bruce is a prick in this.
Yes.
So, I mean...
Anyway, this book also, I think it does kind of do a little critique on the fact that a lot of Batman's villains are just deformed people that maybe he could help if he, like, tried to, like, get them into therapy rather than just punching the shit out of them. And I guess that's a good example. Like, I agree, I do like the traditional villain Croc, but, like, this version makes sense. Like,
it does.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to be a bad guy. He's just a poor dude that has a skin condition.
Yeah.
You can't just roll him up to like a hospital and then take off his belt of money and hand it to them. Like, do your best.
Can you fix this? This guy's gross. I don't really want him in my manor. So Croc lends a hand, but for the most part, the looming threat is that of the Riddler, who is committing horrible acts of violence all across Gotham, very similar to the Riddler in the movie.
Yeah.
Another one where I'm like, oh yeah, I think they pulled quite a bit from this, too.
Yeah, absolutely.
And by the end of it, you find out he's just a little shithead that's just in it for the money. He's like trying to like toy with everyone, like, oh, I'm gonna make a better Gotham. He's not. He just wants. He's like one of 5 people that could control a lot of the money from the Wayne Foundation, I think. And by the end, he's like offing all these other people that are also inheriting that money, so he gets it all.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The way he sets things up, it's kind of like how the game Arkham Asylum set up the Riddler a little bit, where he's a bit of like a Jigsaw-esque character.
Yeah.
And he sets up these... I mean, maybe that's kind of how he was a little bit before. I never took him as that before the game,
same.
where he's like that hard-edged, like, you need to save these people, and then to do that you need to answer me these questions 3 or whatever. But he's kind of like that in this, where it's like, if you answer the riddle right, you get out. If you're not, you're dead. Find out.
Also, I'm probably gonna kill you anyway.
Yeah. Find out he's just gonna kill you anyway. Like, he's... Even when Batman answers his riddle, he's like, fuck you, you dumb bitch. Yeah, I'm gonna kill you anyway. But, like, I think it does make sense with the Riddler character. He's got, like, a lot of, like, gravitas and a lot of ego in himself that it's like, I bet you're not fucking smarter than me. And if somebody does outsmart him, he's like, fuck you!
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit the kill button anyway because you're a dumb dick that I thought I could trick, and I can't have anyone out there smarter than me.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's move on to 3.
Well, they do introduce the dents in 2.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's a big thing, actually. Yes, fuck, what's her name?
Is it Rachel?
No.
Andrea.
No.
Harvey.
Jessica. Harvey and Jessica Dent. Twins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Harvey, real big dick. Like everyone. That's, I guess. And Jessica, a potential love interest for Bruce. She's the mayor. He's the DA. And something happens where Harvey gets a Molotov cocktail smashed in his face, giving him that Two-Face grimace for a brief moment before he dies.
Yeah.
And we're left with Jessica. I did love the fact that as he's dying there, she, like, is cradling him, and she just, like, puts her face on his burned face, and hers,
and her
like, just starts
burns.
to sizzle on that. I'm like, oh, shit, they're really doing something different.
Yeah.
While still being kind of the same
Yeah.
with this. But she gets it cleaned up pretty quick, and she wears kind of, like, this concealing mask.
Yeah,
to hide, like, this little bit of skin damage.
Well, you don't even know it's that little bit until, like, the 3rd volume, because they keep it concealed either in shadow, or she wears this weird, like, porcelain half mask, like a weird
Phantom
World
of the
War
Opera type
I
of thing.
type shit.
Yeah.
And so you're like, oh, fuck, what's going on under that? Then you realize, like, oh, it's a good plastic surgery job.
Yeah.
Crazy is going on under that.
Yeah.
Because this take of Two-Face is... Jessica with a split personality.
Yeah.
And her split personality is Harvey.
Yeah.
Which is a very interesting take.
Yeah.
I like it. I still prefer the regular Two-Face.
So do I. The visual of Two-Face is great.
Yes.
Yeah. And they bring that back very briefly. It might be in the 3rd volume.
Yes,
it
but
is.
like
the dent stuff kind of bleeds from 2 into 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is a portion in the 3rd one where you never know if Harvey Dent's alive or dead. They don't say it.
Right.
They confirm in the 3rd one.
In Volume 3, Harvey Dent is bringing weapons into Gotham and giving them to everyone to just, like, tear it up. Gotham is cancer, and we need to just cut it out. And everyone's like, what the fuck? Harvey's dead. What's going on here?
It's a very Fight Club kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a very Fight Club kind of thing.
Yeah.
There are moments though in the 3rd volume that make me question, like, how can this not be
The phone call?
The phone call.
Yeah.
Like, how did that happen?
I don't know.
Because Batman is there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he is, I guess, he'd at least be able to hear some sort of chatter on the phone.
It looked like he had on speakerphone too. But maybe I'm misremembering that.
I don't know.
We're not going to reread it.
No. Absolutely not.
But anyway, yeah, the twist is that in the whole book, you're like, because in the beginning, you're like, she's obviously imagining Harvey.
Yes.
And then it leads you on like, maybe she's not. Maybe Harvey's back.
They dig him up. He's not there.
That's right.
In his grave.
But as it turns out, she is imagining Harvey.
Yes.
She dug him up. And there's a pretty great moment there where she's like talking to Harvey in the car, and you just see that fucking burned up face.
Yeah.
But it's his corpse that she just had there in the car with her.
Yeah.
And by the end, she's controlling everything. She's like the Two-Face character.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we also get another supporting character that we were introduced to in Volume 2. It's Catwoman.
Yeah.
Who is like has kind of a weird anime cat fetish, I guess.
It's like a weird Cheshire kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I guess a Cheshire cat is kind of a cool take on her.
The only
But
way
they don't really do much with it.
Not at all.
I think
It's like a Hot Topic costume.
It's my least favorite look for a Catwoman. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah.
I was going to say, this was probably the most underwhelming take, in my opinion. A lot of the other ones at least had a significant twist or something to say about it, more or less. Whereas this was just... I'm not entirely sure why she's even in it.
I'll tell you why.
Oh, yeah. Well, this was actually one of the moments where it's like, Bruce Wayne carries around cash because he gives her like $20,000 on the spot.
75,000, I think, at one point.
Fuck!
It's just one pouch. He's got like 12 pouches. They're all just full of money. He doesn't have any gadgets in this. They all backfire on him.
Yeah.
Bruce Wayne bucks up the wazoo.
He shoots his grappling hook and dollars just pop out. Ah, fuck! We gotta give those to the Catwoman.
He's just got one of those guns that shoots money out at you.
Jumps off the building.
Oh, fuck, wrong gun. My money gun, no! So the first time she's introduced, I kind of like it when he falls on the balcony.
I like that too.
His shit's all fucked up. She brings him in and like nurses him
Tends to his wounds.
Yeah. And then he leaves and he's like, oh, I'll buy you flowers or whatever. Send flowers to this address. And then when the flowers show
Alfred,
up...
make some flowers!
Yeah. The flowers show up and it's just some of the guys like, I don't know who the fuck you're giving these flowers to.
Yeah. I was out of town last week.
Yeah.
Turns out that she just, like, squatted in this dude's house and robbed him blind.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. But
Yeah.
when then she comes back, I'm just like,
She doesn't do a whole lot.
no.
Yeah.
And she just hangs around. I mean, she does save him at the end of Volume 3.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know.
Doesn't contribute a whole lot.
No,
No.
she's just there because Catwoman is famous in the Batman canon. I feel
Yeah.
like it could have been, like, more seeds could have been sown and she could have been introduced and it had
More of an impact.
Yeah, and there's a bit more of that towards the end of the third volume too, where there is a cast of characters in the Batcave that you see.
Yeah, at the
And
very end.
it's an interesting cast of characters too. Some of them make sense. Some of them I'm like, I don't know who that even is.
Yeah.
I know who
But
you're talking
yeah,
about.
thank you. But like,
Yeah.
because like there's very brief moments of Barbara Gordon in this, which Commissioner Gordon's daughter.
Oh, yeah, I forget she gets kidnapped by the birthday boy.
Yeah.
Sparks Batman's relationship with Gordon.
Yeah, and like and it's funny
Who
because
he punches out repeatedly.
oh, absolutely. And what's funny is like Gordon is like, yeah, I have Barbara help me because she's good with computers, and I'm like, that is what an old person would say. God damn it.
Yeah.
I don't know, but like she turns up like fully decked out in Batwoman attire. I think
At the very
end, but there's nothing leading up to the moment where that like this is like
there's like a bit of a time jump in the last 5 pages.
yeah because at the end he's got like 6 people in there.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
And you're just like,
It is
and there's nothing attributed to most of them.
It's weird. So this one ends on the biggest cliffhanger, and apparently like there might not be more. Which is like, fuck you then, Geoff. Come on, like wrap it up. Don't just give me like all these seeds of where it could go, because now I want to see that. But it ends like they end the main storyline, and then Batman basically gets his gang of outsiders. They call them.
Yeah.
And the outsiders are a gang in the Gotham universe.
Yeah.
Not Batman's gang, but they're doing their own thing on it. And it's a Robin, who is a young black kid who is like a trapeze artist, and a clown kills his family. There's Barbara, there's Croc, there's Ragman.
Yeah.
Is that who that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, who's a Jewish store owner
Yeah.
that a bunch of people like mug and beat up. Ragman.
And I think when this was being written,
They're trying to do a big
in
comeback for Ragman.
in the CW, there was a bit of a Ragman push in either the Flash or Arrow or something, but he's in
yeah.
the CW stuff, and was a pretty popular character at the time. So
Okay.
maybe
I know he's a real DC character.
no, I know, but
Yeah.
I think Johns also had a part in writing some
Oh,
of
of
that
course.
too. So like,
Surprised he didn't have the Legion of Superheroes in the Batcave with him there. is Ragman like a derogatory Jewish thing?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I see you were like,
I don't know.
I just kind of put that
Why
together.
did you
I'm
look
like,
at me when you said that?
I know, no, not pointing any fingers. I just feel like any type of like rag association just feels like, oh boy. I don't
Just
wanna touch
stay
that.
away from that.
Yeah. I don't know. But that, I guess that's it, right? Is that his gang?
That's and
pretty
Catwoman's sitting there on
And
the steps.
Catwoman's there.
Alfred's leading the team.
Alfred's paying her money, writing her a check to be there.
Yeah.
Got a
Batman's
shotgun full of money, shooting it up.
Batman just sitting on the balcony, like looking down at his gang. Like,
What am I gonna do with all these people? I am
in
so
deep now.
I'm never gonna recover financially to pay for all these people to be here at my birthday party.
I think Lucius Fox is also.
Oh yeah, he's there too. Yeah, it's a good gang. I want to see what they do.
Yeah.
And then there's some other shit, some other hints that they've got going on. The biggest is the big end splash page where the Toy Man is broken out of his like criminal transport because he supplied some of the weapons, I guess, throughout this. And he's broken out by none other than the Jokester.
The Jokester.
The Jokester.
The Jokester, yeah.
Yeah. Who looks like the Jokester.
Very Jokestery.
Yeah, just with long hair.
I would
That's
have liked a different take on Jokester.
Same.
If we stand you up and switch a color palette, you would look like the Jokester at the end of this. You don't have as much of a receding hairline.
No. Yeah. I was gonna say,
I'm the Jokester. One step away from being the Jokester.
Oh, one bad day.
Oh, boy.
Turn anyone into the Jokester.
Be dancing on steps in no time.
Oh, God.
I was actually fine with him not being in any of this. Like, 'cause I
Same.
kind of like saving him for special occasions.
Yeah.
Because he's used so much.
And if you were gonna, like, make this big reveal at the end, like, maybe lead up to it a little, maybe sprinkle a couple hints of a Jokester in there, but there was nothing. It's just like, oh yeah, and you guys like Jokester, right? Here he is, Jokester.
You guys like a Jokester?
And real quick before we leave, I completely forgot that Volume 3 also hinges on the Arkham family a lot.
Yeah.
And his great-grandfather comes back from the dead, and then they go into this crazy, like, Scott Snyder rabbit hole of, like, the Arkham curse, and the Gotham has always been, like, cursed by these horrible, like, bat deities.
Yeah.
And I thought that was kind of, I mean, it's kind of been done already in Snyder's thing, but I thought it was cool that, like, alright, Bruce is dealing with potential, like, hereditary madness, and there's also maybe this demonic bat force through Gotham, and it all just, like, convalesced into him becoming Batman. And, like, this is spoken by a crazy person, but I'm like, I kind of like that mythology to Batman. That, like,
But is it real?
no.
No, it's not. Which I thought was kind of bizarre, because, like, they lead you to believe all that, and then, like, the premeditative plan through all this seems unfathomable to me, because it ends up that this old man, like, wasn't. It was Clayface.
Yeah.
Which I liked.
Which I did like, too.
I did not like
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Maybe I just liked that it was Clayface.
I loved the description they gave of trying to identify him.
Yes,
like that.
I did
Yeah.
too.
That was amazing, because they're like, okay, the top prince. So, like, we had all these confusing. The top prince.
The Arkham guy.
And
Then
then-
they shaved him off, and it was Basil Carlo or whatever, and then they shaved him off, and it was Matt Hagen,
Yeah.
and they shaved him off, and there's one more. So it's just this guy that's just coating himself in weird feature-altering clay
Yeah.
to take on all these personalities, and they're like, I don't think he could even tell us who he is if we asked him.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
That was
cool.
cool.
a very
However,
cool take
I
on
thought it was a bad place to put him. Because that whole thing then turns out just to be nothing, essentially.
Yes. Yeah, that's what I didn't like about it.
And was he hired by Jessica? Was that?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. But they just wrapped it up so quick that you didn't get time to really, like, soak it in and live in that moment.
Because almost like the whole third volume, you're living in the fact that, like, oh my god, one of his ancestors is alive.
Yeah.
And you're living in that for a long time, and then in like a page and a half, it's like, oh no, it's fake and it's something else.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
Shit.
fuck. The long and short of it is, this Earth 1 stuff, I think, is a fun, like, change of pace to normal continuity stuff. Like, I like doing little tweaks and stuff, and there's stuff I like, there's stuff I really like, and there's stuff that's like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't think there was anything, like, horribly offensive in it. There wasn't
No.
anything that I'm like, I fucking hate this.
Yeah. it all makes sense in some way or another.
And it works in this universe that they made. A very, like, grounded Batman universe. And, like, I had fun with it.
Yeah, Gary Frank, so...
That's,
you can't,
we've mentioned him in passing here, but, like, can we just say for a moment, like, the artwork in this is phenomenal.
Yes. God, so good.
He always brings his best work.
Yeah.
And I know forever people are hounding him on, like, getting this Volume 3 out.
We were some of them.
Too. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, it's taking a brief hiatus because I got to work on this other project.
Turns out 12 fucking issues of Doomsday Clock.
Doomsday Clock, which is also, like, a whole thing in itself.
Thank God for Gary Frank, or else I don't think Geoff Johns would have quite the accolade that his name brings to it. Not anymore, but at the moment, like, holy cow, he paired up with the right dude.
Yes. Oh my lord, does he do a great job.
So, for this Batman 2, I love that you don't see any eyeshadow. His eyes aren't blacked out.
I think in the third volume, it kind of starts going in that direction. I was actually going to talk about the designs of the Batsuit in this.
Yeah. Let's do it.
I really like the design of the first initial suit in Volume 1. As it goes on, I like it less and less. I don't know if I like the eyes, and then to see the eyes inside. They're not whited out. You always see his eyes. But, like, I feel like it's better done early on. And I was hoping to see actually more Batsuits, because you see the first one, and then in the second volume he changes...
It never changes drastically enough that, like, if you're not looking for it, you might not even catch that it's different.
Yeah. But it does change from 1 to 2, and then 2 to 3, I don't think it does.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, let's just see more Batsuits. Like,
I thought he would, like, eventually armor it up, but he doesn't. Yeah. It's all, like, pretty much spandex.
Yeah, and I think there's even a line in it. It's like, Alfred's like, why don't you wear armor? And he's like, no, I'm just going to wear spandex.
Why don't you wear guns?
It's like, no, I'm just going to wear spandex.
I think, okay, so on that specific line, I think it's a lot better than what you just said.
Well, obviously
I get it. A person who wears armor is like someone who's scared of guns. Or it's like along those lines.
Shouldn't you be, though?
Well, yes, but like, I think it was a cool line. And he's like...
Yeah, the line makes sense, but at the same time... Bang, you're fucking dead because you're wearing a goddamn gymnast suit.
Yeah. You shot my year 2 Batman right in your heart.
So, as we kind of wrap this all up, if they did do a 4th volume, obviously it would be Joker-centric, but these have a habit of also including other elements. Is there anything in the Batman universe that you would like to see a grounded Geoff Johns take on?
Freeze is always a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm always a big Scarecrow fan.
Oh,
and I think Scarecrow could work in this too.
Yeah.
I think actually Scarecrow teaming up with Joker in this would be a very good take.
Yeah. Yeah. Shoot, those are very... I can't come up with anything better.
not that they've already included already. Yeah. Because, like, there's, like, Bane and Man-Bat type stuff, but that just doesn't work.
I think they could do a Bane.
Bane, I think, would work pretty well. Like... Did you ever play Arkham Origins?
Yeah.
I thought Bane was done pretty good in that.
Yeah.
Like, I think he's pretty grounded, and it's not like the crazy Nightfall 90s-centric Bane or whatever.
Yeah, that's very true.
I think it could work like that.
He's kind of almost like Tom Hardy Bane, but without the League of Shadows stuff.
We
kind of plugged in.
adopted the darkness.
Yeah. So, yeah, Bane. I'll say Bane, then.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if we're going to do this for Bat Year, but there is a Batman 66 volume where they fight Bane, and he's just a full-on luchador. Yes. Yes. I thought it might be fun if we just do a couple random issues from the Batman 66.
I was going to suggest that because I want to do, like, maybe the first trade of Batman 66. There's a Kevin Smith one where he meets the Green Hornet.
Yep.
We can do that Bane one.
Yeah.
I'm in. Wow. I'm all in.
Yeah, and that's one, like, they're all one-offs. So you don't have to read, like, we're not going to do the whole Batman 66.
No,
but it would be fun to just do some, like,
because I don't have them.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, Bat Year is just all over the place. God, Batman has spanned so many different looks.
I know.
So we got a plethora of the things to choose from.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's got so much spliff to deal
Oh,
out.
God, does he?
Probably seeing some more jokesters along the way, too.
Yeah.
Woo! My lord. So, fans out there, please call in with your favorite bat takes. The bat phone is now on the line. I don't have it off the hook or anything like that. So please call in. If you'd like to join our Patreon, you are more than welcome to do so, because with access to that, you get access to our Discord where the party's happening 24/7.
You know it.
There's a whole Bat Year channel.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah. We might take suggestions. We have a blueprint, scattershot blueprint of what Bat Year might entail.
Yeah.
And we have no end date on it. It could actually be a year.
That's
I don't know.
It looks like the map of Arkham.
Yes.
It's a spiral.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all fucked.
If someone tosses out the right idea, might make it right into the show.
You better believe it will.
Yeah.
But
Also, leave that in the comments down below.
yeah, of course. Just chat it up down there. Also, if you would like to buy merch for whatever, maybe we got Bat Year merch. We got Bat Year merch.
We do.
We got Bat Year merch. You can find it at redbubble.com.
We have some amazing Bat Year merch that I actually commissioned from a very talented artist. You can check it out right here. Great stuff.
God.
My goodness.
Oh, yeah. Put it on a throw pillow. Put it in your house.
That's right.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna about do it. So, until next time, where we talk more Batman, I've been the giant coin. I've been the giant coin in your house.
I've been the dinosaur in your bat cave, Neil.
And I've been the Gray Ghost Hunter, Dave.
And we've been Imperius Rex. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.